So this line here, no tone marker, ka, just falling off the end, ไม่เอก ka. And then I can come back, go, ka, ไม่โท ka. Or you might have more complex ones, is that teachers are even starting to spell this as e, mo, a, and it's just wrong. This is the ow vowel, so it should be mo, ow, mao. But because of the way that you type it on a keyboard, modern teachers are actually teaching this system the wrong way. So I developed this tool so kids can come back and learn Thai the way it should be learned, the way it should be taught. สวัสดีครับ大家好xin chào. I really don't know what language to do today's clip in, but I'm super excited. So if you speak any of those languages, Thai, Chinese, Vietnamese, or you're learning any of those languages, I have something for you. Now, I really want to change the way that the world learns, especially languages across this part of Asia. So tonal languages, Thai, Lao, Vietnamese, Chinese languages, Burmese, and even Indonesia, Malaysia, and different languages across there, but in particular tonal languages. And so I have just added this function into the tools that they're free for anybody to come in and use. I really just want to get them out there, get people using them so you can understand language the way that I understand it and put the pieces together. Because once you've put those pieces together, it becomes so much easier to learn 1, 2, 3, or many more of any of these languages that are running on this same or similar engine. So I'll show you what I've done. Now, you've probably seen me use this in past weeks. So this is how Thai kids learn to spell in Thai. They'll say go, a, ga, and then we have these tone markers down here. So we have no tone marker, ไม่เอก ka. So this line here represents where your voice is. So this line here, no tone marker, ka, just falling off the end, ไม่เอก ka. And then I can come back, go, a, ga, ไม่โท ka. So these ไม่เอก and ไม่โท tone markers were basically different states of the throat which had an effect on pitch. And so Thai kids, when they walk into a classroom, they might go through these drills. And so they'll say, mo, a, ma, ไม่เอก ma, mo, a, ma, ไม่โท ma. Or you might have more complex ones. So in Thai, this vowel here, I'll just write it here. So these two together make ow. This by itself is e, and this by itself is a. And so the problem with kids now when they've been learning Thai is their teachers are even starting to spell this as e, mo, a, and it's just wrong. This is the ow vowel. So it should be mo, ow, mao. But because of the way that you type it on a keyboard, modern teachers are actually teaching this system the wrong way. So I developed this tool so kids can come back and learn Thai the way it should be learned, the way it should be taught. And so you can say, or your kids could say, mo, ao, mao, ไม่เอก mao, mo, ao, mao, ไม่โท mao. And you can see where it's coming down here. And so I mentioned that there are classes. So if you come to this consonant compass, that's my vowel compass. So the consonant compass, so we have this mo here that we were doing. And so we can see, if we look in the classes here, that comes in as a low class. And so if we come back to this here now, so this mo, a, or mo, a, ma, that's a low class. The reason it's low is because they're originally voiced. And so anything originally voiced was just called low class. It's just a label. And so now you can see it here. But what happens if I put the ไม่เอก tone marker? So this is the ไม่เอก column, and this is the ไม่โท column. So watch this. Mo, a, ma, ไม่เอก ma. Mo, a, ma, ไม่โท ma. And then we have dead and alive. So we've got long dead. So for example, if I had the word ma, mo, a, go, that's long, and it dies at the end. So ma. And you can see here, it's come into this long dead low class down here. And so that ma is a falling tone in Thai. This is something that a lot of kids, even native Thai kids, struggle with when they're learning to spell in Thai because they can already speak the language, but these rules don't seem intuitive, but when you start understanding like this, it becomes less of a rule and you can just start to feel what the tone marker does. And I can click here. Okay, so it's that falling tone. And so I start to see the pattern of, okay, the falling tone goes in these ones. Or if I want to know the low tone, it goes in these ones here. And so this tool is going to help both not only foreign learners of Thai, but native speakers of Thai start to internalize the tone rules as a kid. My daughter's 4 years old and she's been using this to learn the letters, and she's starting to spell now and starting to understand this. So instead of giving your kids some game that's going to zombify them, give them this to play with, and it's actually going to give them skills that they can port across to not only Thai, but many other languages. So for example, let me just close that off. If you want a short dead, so that would say be more mak. You can see here, it's come in here, and in central Thai, that is a high tone like that. So mak. And so you can actually do this if you want to switch across dialect, Isan. So the word mak in Isan would be pronounced mak. So the spelling never changes. It's just the tone contours that change across dialects. And I have hundreds of dialects of Thai in here. And it doesn't stop at Thai though. Have a look at this. If I put in the word hom in Thai, which means fragrant. So this word hom, and you can see in modern Thai, hom, it actually comes from the word xiang in Chinese. And if we have a look at xiang, it originally came from this same position here. Chinese actually used this system. It's called the Qieyun system, which was pretty much the same spelling system as Thai to put characters and their tones within a dictionary. They just changed it rather recently, but before, say, 70 years ago, this way of arranging Chinese characters was pretty much the same as the way we do with Thai. And it doesn't stop at Chinese. We have Vietnamese as well. And so if I switch to Vietnamese here and I type that same word, which we have in Thai, which we have in Chinese, have a look at this. Look at that. So, I'm in Isan at the moment. So let me go to Thai. So, hom. I can go to the Thai word, hom, hương, if it were in Thai. But if I switch to Vietnamese, because I know Vietnamese people are saying, wait a minute, that's not how we pronounce it. Right. It's exactly the same principle. This word, hương, which was this class, so it comes from this box here in northern Vietnamese. So if you are in Hanoi, you would pronounce the word hom in Thai, hương. If you went down to, say, central Vietnam, so I actually have Vietnamese dialects here. Let's have a look in Da Nang. What would it be? Hương. So you can see it's dropped down to about a 3 from a higher tone. And so then if I go to Hanoi, Ho Chi Minh or Saigon, what would it be? It's quite similar to central Vietnamese. But you can see here as I click through how even the Vietnamese tones shift. So for example, in Hanoi, we have this broken tone down here. This is what we call the nga tone. Okay, so you can see this tone nga. And so if you're learning Vietnamese, and say you've learned Vietnamese, I'll just click on this tone here, the nga tone. Say if you've learned Vietnamese in the north and you're going to the south and you want to just shift the knowledge that you already have, you can jump in on this tool and just come down and shift dialects down to Saigon. Bang. And there how your tones shift. So you see these tones actually merged. So if I come and I show you the Chinese labels to this, these were actually originally the shangsheng. So these sort of rising tones, and the nga was the yin version of it. So that's getting a little technical, but you can see how the yin and the yang merged by the time you got to the south of Vietnam. But in the north, you can see they still have this split tone down here, so it's quite different. So by the way, if I wanted to get that same tone, so this same box down here in Thai, let me just come back here, you would know that is a low class meitor, so that would be the same as writing this, ngo, a, and then meitor. So nga in Thai would be nga, in northern Vietnamese, or in Saigon it would be nga. Isn't that amazing? So this Thai system of spelling actually allows us not only to get the base knowledge to learn other Thai languages, but you can actually use this knowledge to port across and learn any Chinese dialect, Vietnamese, many of the tonal languages from all the way from China down through Thailand will run on an engine like this. But if you are just interested in Thai, well, you can have your kids come in here and they can sit and write nga. So here we have, I'll turn that off there, nga. You can see this one lit up here. And so also once they've typed it in there and they're doing their tone practice, you can actually come in here and click up here. If you're on a mobile phone, it's the button up there that looks like a Chinese character with a brush, and bang, your kids or you can practice writing it as well. You can practice looking at it in different fonts as well. So I have it detect which language you are in and it will choose scripts. So we have a handwriting font here. We have this is one of the modern fonts without heads. So a lot of learners of Thai have problems with that. And I even put the Com script in here along with the Lana script if you want to learn the Northern script. And I mentioned in other clips, my 4-year-old daughter, when she's learning the Thai letters now, she just clicks through on these and she knows this is Com and this is Lana, and she's recognizing these as just alternate forms of the standard Thai. So when I show her writing in Lana, or if we go to Chiang Mai, she can actually start to recognize and read those Lana letters. That's awesome. And it's building these pattern matching skills that later on, I hope she's going to use to learn many, many more languages. Not because daddy's forcing her, but because they're fun. There you go. The Tone Assist tool. Come into tools.crackinglanguage.com. They're all free. Just have a play with it. Play around. Start to experiment with the compass and the vowels and the tones. Just really get into it and see what rabbit holes it can take you down. I'd love to put a course together for kids, Thai kids, and actually any kids, to really give them this grounding, because I'm seeing what it's doing to my daughter, and she's just on fire with language. She's learned how to read Korean and she's writing Chinese, and she can split the tones between Vietnamese and Thai and Chinese and Cantonese just through having played with this tool. She's my little guinea pig. So I really want to sort of start to test with other kids. So if you have kids that you would like to be guinea pigs in seeing their language potential, drop me a message. Maybe we can see what we can do, especially if you're here in Bangkok. Maybe I'll look at putting a group together and we can see how far we can take this. If you're subscribed to Mindkraft and you're in Bangkok, I'll see you this Saturday at Asok. You have the details there in your Mindkraft dashboard. If you haven't joined Mindkraft yet, come into jacademy.com and join, and you can come in and learn all of this stuff and more and get your language on point. If you're learning Thai and you don't have a copy yet, grab a copy of Cracking Thai Fundamentals, the book, and also the online stuff at jacademy.com. I'm Stuart J. Raj. I'll see you on the other side.